Well, hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Relationship Coaching Live. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many people have struggled with, including myself. Why do I keep attracting the wrong partners? If you've ever found yourself stuck in a cycle of toxic, emotionally unavailable, or just plain wrong relationships, you're not alone. So, by the end of this session, you'll have the tools to break free from these patterns and start attracting the love you truly deserve. So, grab your coffee, tea, or wine, and let's dive in. Okay. So, let's see. We have some people joining from X. Love it. Uh, let's start. Let's be real. Okay. Have you ever dated someone who seemed amazing at first, only to realize later they were completely wrong for you? Well, if this has happened more than once, it's no coincidence, you guys. It's a pattern. And today, we're uncovering why it happens and how to stop it. And I want this to be interactive. So please drop a comment in the chat if you've ever been like in a toxic relationship and ignored the red flags. Just do this emoji, okay? And or felt stuck in an unhealthy pattern. Let's create a supportive space where we can share and grow together. So, did you know that we often attract partners based on unconscious patterns formed in childhood? This is called repetition compulsion. Our brain seeks out what feels familiar, even if it's unhealthy. If we grew up feeling we had to earn love, we might unconsciously choose partners who make us chase affection. Now, do you guys feel like your past relationships mirror your childhood dynamics? Type yes or no in the chat, please. Okay. So we have one comment. Oh, David. Hey, Grace, taking notes on this one. Thank you for all you do for us. Of course. That's my mission, babe. It's just being here and just helping others and helping myself too. Because as I help others, I help myself. And let's roll with this. This is a very interesting time. That we're picking the toxic people. Oh my God. I have done that so many times, you guys. It's insane. But anyway, let's go to common dating patterns, not partners. Ooh, that was a Freudian slip. Common dating patterns. Yes. And partners too. It could go both ways. So first of all, we have the familiar trap. We often attract what feels familiar, not necessarily what's good for us. If your childhood was filled with unpredictability, you might be drawn to emotionally unavailable people because that's what you know. I can relate to that. I grew up with an emotionally distant dad and a narcissistic mother. So I actually peaked when I picked somebody who was narcissistic and emotionally available. Yay, finally, I got there and I resolved all my, well, not resolved all my issues, but I kind of was aware like, oh, okay. It's becoming aware that's really important, you guys. Thank you, by the way, all the ones that are joining on the State of Grace, Fraga on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the familiar trap. You attract what you've been through in childhood. That's basically what it is. It's familiar. It's comfortable, even though it's uncomfortable because it's if it's unhealthy. Now, I know some people that had very healthy upbringings and they attract unhealthy people too. So I don't know. Maybe they haven't come to terms with the unhealthy part of their upbringing. That could be a possibility. I do not know. I would have to listen to their story and, just figure that out. So we have a listener story, guys, because I love that you guys give me stories that I can share. And the names are not the names of the person sometimes, unless they allow me to use it. So Lisa realized she kept dating distant men growing up. She had to fight for her dad's attention. Right. That makes total sense. Once she recognized the pattern, she stopped settling for emotionally unavailable partners. So I love that she shared this story because the most important part, I think, is recognizing the pattern. And that's why this part of the live is called, the common dating partners, right? Like we were saying, I said partners again, you guys. I need help. The common dating patterns, okay? The familiar trap being one. Uh, Practical tip, okay, for this familiar trap issue. What you can do is write the most three common traits of your past partners. What did they share? Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Like, what did they have in common? And are those qualities that you actually want or just ones that you're used to? And by the way, after the live, I'm going to turn this live into a free guide that's going to be available on the State of Grace shop. I'm going to put a ticker for you guys to be able to go there if you want to during the live or after the live. Give me like about 15-20 minutes so I can put it all together and send it to you. It's basically going to be a summary of this live, okay? So in case you want to have it on a PDF and you want to do the exercises later. So that's my practical tips. So I'm going to give you practical tips, okay? So we can get to the core of it. Why we're dating toxic people? Oh my God! I wish I would have been a relationship coach earlier in my life. I would have just saved so much heartbreak. But sometimes, if we have the experiences, we become more empathetic to those that have those experiences, and so we can actually help each other more. I think that's my 2 cents. So the next one of the common dating patterns is the fixer-upper syndrome. Okay. So if you constantly find yourself attracted to projects, people who need fixing, you might have a rescuer mentality. But love is not a DIY project. Okay. Leave that for something in your home that you want to restore or house. You can fix up, buy a fixer upper and just like sell it and make money. That's when it's good. But when it comes to love, I think people have to come to the table at least with some issues worked out and with the mentality of wanting to work out on their issues and being self-aware. That's one thing I would highly recommend. If you meet someone, sometimes people also can fake that they're trying to uh, fix their issues, or I wouldn't say fix their issues, but like be aware of their issues and work on their issues, because are the issues fixed ever? We don't know. So sometimes they come like that because they want the person really badly, so they kind of fake it till they make it. So be aware of that too. Red flags, just pay attention to red flags when that's the case. Like, oh, I'll change, I'll red flags, pay attention. That's all I'm going to say. So we have another listener story. I love this. So David, not the David that just put, I put a comment. David always fell for struggling partners, thinking he could save them. But in the end, he felt drained and unappreciated. When he started valuing himself more, he attracted an equal partner instead of someone who needed rescuing. Yes. So remember, if somebody says, oh, you got everything that I need, when somebody says that to me, that's a big red flag, because it's like, oh, they want to kind of use me to fix their issues. No, you got to fix your issues by yourself. You can't use somebody else to fix your issues because they got the things that you need to fix your issues, the tools. So that's another thing I would be like, red flag wave. Okay. All right. So what is the practical tip for this? And I would say, ask yourself, would I still want to be with this person if they never changed? That's the key. When you meet someone, take them as is, because you can't change people. They can change themselves. You can influence them, be a good influence, but they have to be for you when they come to you. I think that's the key. If the answer is no, you would still want to be with this person if they never changed, step away. You deserve someone who's already emotionally available and at the level that you want them to be, right? And it's not like you're better or worse or anything. It's just people, we're all the same and we meet at different points, right? It's like entry points, like an airport. You know, you fly to Australia, there's an Australian who's at this, oh, okay, okay. It's not like you're higher than the other, but it's just you meet where you're at that moment. All right. So we got the familiar trap. What's familiar? The fixer upper, the rescuer. Those are not good. They're not bad, but there's something that you need to look into and see, become aware of it and work through it. Okay. And by the way, I offer a 30-minute relationship coaching session. If you go to the State of Grace shop under books and relationship coaching, there's a button on top. And I offer a discount also for a batch of relationship coaching sessions. But if you DM me, I'm happy to do a 30-minute Zoom with you, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about in regards to relationships. All right, you guys. Number 3 of common dating patterns. Yay, I said it right, not partners. So it is, ignoring the red flags. And don't we all do this? And we find excuses. Well, maybe this, maybe he's always angry because of this. Maybe he's always, no, honey. Red flag, pay attention. All right. We've all been there, like seeing the red flags, but ignoring them because the chemistry is really strong. So remember that red flags do not turn green just because you're wearing rose colored glasses. That kind of like color combination doesn't go. It doesn't now. Like rose and red do not bring out like a green flag. No. Anyway, here's the psychology insight, okay, of why we ignore the red flags. Because when we are in the early honeymoon phase, our brain releases dopamine, which clouds judgment. Did you hear that? Dopamine. And also, what's the, oh my God, I can't remember. I have chemo brain, you guys. But there's several hormones that make you feel connected to the person, but mostly dopamine, right? Because dopamine clouds judgment. That's why it's easy to ignore red flags at the beginning. It's very, very easy. So that's the psychology insight into why we do that. Okay. We're all human and we do stuff like that. It's just, it happens. Practical tip from me to you. Keep a red flag list in your phone, on your notes. If you have an iPhone, just keep it. I don't know, Androids, if they have some equivalent of notes, just do it. Just keep saying, oh, this was weird. And then read them back and you're like, okay. So the moment you see just one red flag in a new partner, don't rationalize it away. Okay. So I want you to drop a red flag in the chat if you've ever ignored red flags. What's a red flag that you've overlooked before? If you're not on the live and you're watching the replay, I would love for you to comment and let me know, what red flag have you ever overlooked before? All right, you guys, this is getting juicy now. It is. All right. I worked hard to do this for you guys. Okay. So let me see. We have a comment. Let me see. Here, number 3 is me, guilty. I am the kind of person who always gives somebody the benefit of the doubt because I do not judge. Yes. You always have my trust until you lose it, and it has hurt me both mentally and financially. You know what, David? I know a lot of us can relate to that. Absolutely. But it doesn't make you a bad person if you keep track of the red flags. And they might not even turn out to be red flags in the end. But if you see something that's really, your gut will tell you, this is just doesn't feel right. Before that dopamine takes over, just write it down. That's what I've been doing. And believe me, that's why I'm single. Because so many. Here, Jesse. Hi, Jesse. How are you? Good to see you on the live. So here he put a red flag. So what red flag have you ever ignored? And he's saying, king of red flags here. LOL. Trying to be nice. LOL. Oh, no, both you and David are such nice men. Beautiful souls, beautiful men. I adore you guys. And you two give me hope that they're like really cool empathetic, beautiful men out there. And thank you for that. That's your gift to me, and I'll hold you in my heart, you guys. Just like this. I'm not gonna do anything weird. Okay, moving on. So anyway, the next thing is we're gonna go into part 2, which is drum roll, recognizing and breaking free. Yes. All right. So we have all the red flags written down before the dopamine hits us, and it just blinds our judgment, right? Because it does. Oh my gosh, does it? I remember I used to have a boyfriend. We had great chemistry, and I would be like, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. And then it would just like be, again, we would be together, and like, I was much younger, so I really did not have the knowledge that I have now and the experience. And I wish I would just have left and, just avoid all that drama. It gives me a headache thinking about it. But anyway, so recognizing and breaking free. This is the good part here. So we already analyzed why we fall for the wrong person, the toxic person. It's the common dating patterns, which are the familiar trap, the fixer-upper syndrome, and ignoring red flags. So now we're going to be like, how can I break free? All right. So the first one is a self-reflection exercise. So let's do like a quick exercise together, okay? And I'll also tell you my experience, and please tell me in the chats. I would love to hear from you, because we all learn from each other here. We're all a community, okay? I want to build community on all my channels, and also, of course, on my socials, community of like-minded individuals where we can all help each other. And if you are watching from YouTube, or even if you're not, it would help a lot to grow this community of helping each other by growing the channel. And if you subscribe to it, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, and that's it. And if you send me a screenshot of your subscription, I will send you a free digital gift. Yes, you heard me right. So please help us grow this channel and subscribe. Send me a screenshot. Instagram is the best way to message me. Follow me, I'll follow you back. And then you can slide into my DMs, show me the screenshot, and boom, I'll send you a gift. So, okay, so let's do a quick exercise, you guys. Think about your past relationships, okay? And I want you to write down 3 things that have been consistent in your partners, good or bad. Awareness is the first step to change. And if you feel comfortable, share one of your patterns in the chat. Let's normalize growth, you guys. So feel free to share. If I don't read them now, I will read them a little bit later. But if you're watching a replay, please let me know in the comments. You can do this exercise publicly in the comments, or you can do it, just write it down on your notes on your iPhone. That's totally cool. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. All right. So now that we have talked about self-reflection exercise, which is a very important part of the whole thing, we're going to go to number 2 of recognizing and breaking free from toxic relationships. Healing old wounds. So most of our dating patterns come from unresolved wounds. We talked about that with the familiar, right? We grew up with certain unhealthy patterns, and it's familiar. And so we are attracted to that because we know it, right? So healing yourself is the first step to attracting better relationships. And I'm going to tell you a personal thing. I am going through a lot of healing. After my cancer healing journey, I healed my body, and also I'm healing my soul and my spirit through this journey. And I am cancer free, so yay me. But healing healing myself is first, because I know that I will attract somebody who is healing or has healed a lot of patterns or issues in their lives if I am doing the same thing, because like attracts like. So that's what I will, if I ever am in a relationship again, it will be with someone who has healed or is healing old wounds. That's it. Very, very important to me. This is crucial, to be honest. And like I said, some people fake the healing, right? Oh, yeah, I'm open. No, no, no. they fake it to get the girl or the guy. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just a nightmare. And I know your ego is going to be happy, but then you're going to have to undo all the mess. I've seen it happen to a friend of mine. So it never ends well. It's just in the end you lose. You get the person for a certain amount. The person realizes you're full of poo poo, and they leave you. So here's a listener story, you guys, on this topic. Maria, some of the names are real, some of the names are not. You'll never know who they are. But send me your story if you want, and I will definitely, talk about it, and we can do kind of like a relationship coaching session live here together. And you can say whatever makes you feel comfortable. If it doesn't make you feel comfortable, take advantage of the 30-minute relationship coaching for free. So anyway, Maria, she used to attract controlling men. Ay, ay, ay. Once she worked on her confidence and set firm boundaries, she naturally started attracting kind and supportive partners. So yeah, I attracted controlling men before. And I think because I wasn't as confident as I am now, I feel like they made me feel like they could help me, with certain issues, or they could, um, kind of defend me if I needed it. And now I realize all I need is myself for all of that. And if I find somebody, I'm going to have all of that in practice already. I know I can defend myself. I love myself. I started building like stuff now. And, I used to get something like I got a squat machine, and I used to call a friend of mine who is very handy, and he would put everything together. Now I did it by myself. You know why? Because I want to know how to do things, and I want to make sure that I know that I am independent and I don't need anybody, even if they're good. I just feel like I don't want to feel like I need anybody. Of course we need each other for certain things, but things that I can do, I don't want to be like, oh no, my God, I'm so helpless, can you build this for me? No, no, not anymore. It's over. So practical tip: try mirror work. I love mirror work, by the way. It is so effective, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's a very common therapy practice. So look in the mirror and say, I am worthy of healthy, loving relationships. So let's say it together. I am worthy of healthy, loving relationships. And I also want you to, if the spirit moves you, to journal about a past relationship and identify what you learned from it. That's another thing. We learn so much. We learn more from the toxic relationships, unfortunately, than we learn from the healthy ones. But we can learn without having to be in a toxic relationship. We can learn about life in general. So we don't need to be in a toxic relationship. We really don't. So anyway, number 3 of recognizing and breaking free, which is the whole spirit of this life. Okay. And it's going to be setting non-negotiables. Ooh, this one. Oh my goodness. I know that a lot of us settle for something that's not exactly for us. And there's a non-negotiable in there because we're afraid to be alone, or we are told that we need to have a partner or else we're nothing, right? So you deserve more than just bare minimum. We all deserve just way more than just bare minimum. What are your non-negotiables? It's time to define them. Okay. So my non-negotiable would be somebody who does not believe in human rights, and there's a lot of people that don't, unfortunately. Somebody who's not aligned with human rights, somebody who thinks they're superior than other groups or other people. That is, to me, probably a very practical non-negotiable. Like if you can see that and you can hear it, if they say something that's just doesn't align with human rights and empathy, no, I can't. I just can't do it. Not for me. Another person can do it, but just not for me. Here's a practical exercise, you guys, that we can do, all do. Write down 5 traits your ideal partner must have. If someone lacks them, they're not the one. Ooh, this is good. 5 traits, you guys, that your partner must have. Yes, let's do it. I'm going to actually write it after the after the live. I know I've written like just what I want and what I don't want, but I think 5 traits that are non-negotiable. Like these are 5 things that they must have. And whatever that means to you, everybody's different, right? Okay. So what is a non-negotiable for you? Please drop it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, just drop it in the comments and we can start a conversation. Okay, so another part of recognizing and breaking free is the power of saying no. Saying no to the wrong people opens the door for the right ones. So if you say no to the wrong people, it opens the door for the people that are right for you. I have to repeat this because I have to remind myself of this, because how many times do I think back and be like, yeah, I learned from this toxic relationship, but then maybe I could have met somebody who's not toxic, and because I was with this person, I didn't have a chance to meet that person that's for me, right? But I think everything happens for a reason, and if we have the attitude of we learn and grow from our experiences, then everything will work for your highest good. That's what I believe. So practical tip on the power of saying no. Set a 3-date rule. The 3-date rule is really good. If you see red flags in the first 3 dates, walk away. I had a guy that he was actually an Emmy Award winner, but not an actor. And he said something that one time he took an edible and he wanted to unalive his family. I'm not joking. I was like, wow. And this was probably on the 3rd date. I was like, ooh, thank you for saying that, because where's the door? Let me run with heels and everything. So yeah, that was wow. When I heard that, and I appreciate him confessing that, but I was like, you should not be telling me this. But thank you for telling me, because I did not continue that. I did not pursue that anymore. So motivational moment now, saying no to blah, blah, blah. Say no to toxicity. That's a tongue twister. Toxicity is saying yes to yourself, and you are worth it. Like that shampoo commercial. Remember, you're worth it, like from years ago. Okay, I'm dating myself. Anyway, all right. So let's go to part 3. How can we attract the right partner? This is the most important part, right? So the first thing that I would say is be who you want to attract. Like I was saying, I am healing myself as best as I can, and I am being aware of issues that I have that have not been healed yet. And so I will attract that too. I will attract that person that is on the same path, right? On the same path that I am. What I want you to do, guys, is write 3 qualities you want in a partner and ask yourself, do I embody these traits myself? So, what I want you to know is, again, I'm going to say it again, that I will have a free guide available on the State of Grace shop. Let me put the ticker, and you can go there and you can get the free guide, and everything that we talked about here is going to be summarized there, including the exercises. Okay. It's going to be like more succinct, obviously, but you can have it and do the exercises if you want to, which I know they will help you, because I know they helped me. Right. So be who you want to attract. That's a very, very important thing. Do you feel like you are what you want to attract at this point? Let me know in the comments. I know I am who I want to attract for sure. I have reached that point where I know I have a lot of work to do, don't we all? But besides that, I know that I'm at a point where I have healed so much that I am ready to find somebody who's on the same boat level. But again, not looking, not pushing it at all. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I am okay either way. And that is a beautiful space to be because it took me a long time to be here. And okay, so the next thing of attracting the right partner, you guys, is manifestation and intention. Manifestation is so important, you guys, and intention. Some people would call it an ego level, it would be like agenda, right? But I want you to set clear intentions for love. And I want to do that for myself too, because your energy attracts your reality. And this is not some new age BS. This is actually quantum physics. You attract the energy that you put out. I have, okay, so let's read. I have a comment here from David. I want to read it before we keep moving, okay? So let's see. They must, okay, so these are the things. I love this because these are the qualities that David wants in a partner. Love, love, love. So they must help others in need. I've always felt the need to want to help others. That's why I became a doctor. I also work with the homeless and food banks. You are an angel. I know that. Just beautiful soul, David. I love you so much, and you give me hope, and your love and support means the world to me. And so if they don't get that, or at least understand why it's so important to me, I can't be with them. I get it. Totally get it. I don't need three. Just that simple trait will go far. Oh yeah, because it encompasses so much, right? Absolutely. I love that. And yes, unfortunately, I have had a beautiful women not understand that. And that's something I will never understand. People who look down because they may be above them or at least feel that way. Yeah, that I don't understand it either. And nobody is better than anybody else. And I think that some people feel that because maybe they're insecure or they have also been indoctrinated to feel superior to other people. It's or maybe a combination of both, right? So yeah, I agree with you, David. For me, it's like the empathy, like I said before, empathy, and yeah, not that we have the same, basically the same thing. Yeah, we're on the same page. So practical. Here's a practical tip, my loves. Write a letter. Ooh, this is good. Write a letter to your future partner, describing them as if they already exist. What a great exercise. This is fun. Speak affirmations daily. I am worthy of healthy, fulfilling love. Affirmations are very important in the I am form because I think I am is the higher self. You know, it says God is I am. I think God is in us. It's our higher self, whether it connects with the universal God or whatever you want to call it, the universe or whatever, or it's just there, all of us, and we're all one. I mean, whatever. We just don't understand it very well. But I think that the I am is affirmations are very, very important. During my cancer journey, I was like, I am healthy. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm just constantly saying that every like 3 times a day at least. And that kept me going. And so the same thing can be done for love. I am worthy of healthy, fulfilling love. I am worthy. That's it. Simple as that, right? I love that. Thank you, David, for sharing your heart, your beautiful heart. I love it. So another thing, guys, that attracting the right partner is dating smarter. Okay, so what is that? Here are 3 quick dating strategies to attract better partners. Be clear on your values from day one. So if we're clear what we're looking for and what we want, then it's going to be easier for us to spot that. And anything that's not aligning with our values, then it's not for us. It doesn't mean it's bad or better, or it's just not for us. And that's it. We all know what we want, most of us. And if you don't know what you want, definitely sit down and just be clear. What are my values from day one? What do I want in a partner? Another thing that's really, really, really important, you guys, and I wish I would have listened to my higher self many times. Trust your gut. Your intuition is smarter than your heart. Trust your gut. Just trust that gut feeling. If something is not right, doesn't feel right for you, walk away. Yeah, because I know that in the past I have suppressed that feeling, like that gut feeling. Like I would be like, ooh, like I feel like a fear kind of gut thing. And then I'd be like, no, it's just, maybe they're angry because of this and that. But then I was like, they seem to be angry like all the time. So maybe it's just there's something about this person that needs work. So walk away, Grace. Another thing that a dating strategy to attract better partners is focus on building a friendship first, because lust fades, but connection lasts. Okay. And I know it's easier said than done because sometimes the connection, the chemistry is so powerful that we're like, oh my God, I can't get away from this. We've all gone through that, right? And we know they're bad for us. Sometimes it's like obvious that they're bad for you, but you just keep going back. And sometimes it's not so obvious. So sometimes it takes us a little longer to figure that out. And that's okay. Again, we're here on this planet to love and help others and also to learn and grow and heal. So I think that's pretty much in a nutshell why we're here. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. Who cares? But that's how I feel that, we're here for that. So, all right, you guys. So I'm going to have the guide, the free guide, just going to be on in the I'm going to put the link in the pinned comment and also in the description. But if you look at the pinned comment, I always put like the free guides and free resources there. Give me, like I said, 10-15 minutes and I'll have it ready for you. So I want to show you actually a book that I wrote for dating, as a dating guide. If you want to get it, I'm going to show you. I'm going to run a little video so you can see it. Dating is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is full of frogs and weird DMs. But who says you can't have fun while you're searching for that needle or prince? Say goodbye to dating disasters and hello to love that lights up your world. In Love, Laughter, and Lessons, a fun guide to dating, I spill all the secrets to navigating the dating scene with grace, humor, and just the right amount of sass. Whether you're swiping left or making eye contact across the room, I'll show you how to attract love like a magnet. It's time to stop waiting for love and start living it. Get your copy of Love, Laughter, and Lessons, a fun guide to dating today, and let the magic begin. All right, you guys. If you think that's going to benefit you, feel free to get it, but I will have the free guide link in the pinned comments. All right. So we talked about patterns, healing, and setting standards. Remember that you are the architect of your love life. Design it with care. Okay. So let me know in the comments, you guys. Let's start more of a conversation. What is your biggest takeaway today? Share it in the chat if you're watching live, and if you want to. And if you're watching the replay, please do. And I'll reply to all the comments that are on my comment section. For sure, I do that. I always make sure I check them. And share it in the chat, because you know what? Your insights inspire me. All right. So I am going to end the live in a couple of minutes. But if you love this, follow for more relationship wisdom. Okay. You can follow me on my socials or hit the subscribe button on the State of Grace right here on my YouTube, the State of Grace Fraga. Subscribe and you get notifications of all the podcasts and all the videos that I have. I have comedy. I have comedic characters there. The Diaz, the award-winning mockumentary, who, by the way, we're doing a live this coming Thursday with my girl Stephanie Tejada, who plays Marisa, and I am Consuelo. And the Diaz will always give you advice that you don't want to hear, because that's what they do, those girls. So if you loved it, again, if you love this, follow for more and check out my book, because it's packed with tools to help you attract real love if you want to, if that's what you want, if you have in your heart. So I see we have some people on YouTube. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys. Let me know, like, if anything here has helped you with your love life or has helped you kind of think about stuff and stir up some thinking. And would love to hear from you guys. But I gotta get going. And every Tuesday we're here at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, talking about relationships and talking about relevant stuff that will help our lives be better. Okay, so check my YouTube channel. There's tons and tons of good stuff, from celebrities, interviews from that to this relationship coaching live, to comedic characters, to stand-up comedy, to everything. Because my mission, my banner actually in every social media and on YouTube is that the state of grace is your journey to joyful living. So that's what I want to bring to the world, joyful living. And this is one of the things, because if you resolve your issues and if you attract better partners, you're going to have even more joy. But the joy is within us. So first we got to find it within us. And then once we find it within us, we're going to only choose people and experiences that bring us peace and joy. And even through the hard times, which we're going through right now, a lot of us are. So during the hard times, if you find the peace and the joy inside of you, it's just going to make your life so much better. So here is David. Always appreciate you, Grace. Thank you for putting up with me. P.S. Being single isn't always a bad thing. Oh, no, no, no. Sometimes we have to be single to be able to know ourselves, get to know ourselves, find that joy, that peace, that love within ourselves, so that then we can align with somebody who is looking for the same things or is on the same path. So no, it's good. I'm enjoying being single. I'm happily single and I love it. I was married before and I've had relationships, and some are good, some were not that great. And with my relationship with myself, I'm kind of like always treat myself with dignity and love. So so I'm a good date. I date myself, and that's pretty cool. So thank you so much, my loves, for joining. I love you so much, and I will see you next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time and 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Have an amazing day. I love you. Stay beautiful and stay joyful. Bye.